Well, everyone, the Apple Watch Series 3 has, been out for a couple of years now, and I want to go and kind of tell you how basically it holds up in the later part of 2024. Now, as you can probably imagine, it doesn't really make a lot of sense to go and buy a device like this anymore. I think it makes a lot more sense to go and buy a device that's still supported with software, and this one doesn't really make a lot of sense to go and pick up in my personal opinion. So, from that side, I do kind of want to tell you that is one of the big things to keep in mind here. Now, when it comes down to this type of Apple Watch, I think the thing to keep in mind is that this type of Apple Watch in a lot of ways, it still is an interesting device. So on the exterior, you're basically getting the older type of design. So this thing was either giving you the 38mm size or that 42mm size on the front. Now this is in and of itself probably one of the bigger, not letdowns of this phone, or this watch, but definitely one of the more, weirder sides of this watch, because you probably don't want to go ahead and buy a watch that's already going to have an outdated design. And this watch is essentially giving you that. So this watch on the front is basically giving you an outdated design, older type of panel. Most, Apple Watches nowadays do get brighter than this thing. So that might just be one area you might want to look at this watch and kind of think about, because this watch is, in a way already outdated when it kind of comes down to that side. I will tell you though, in a majority of other ways, this device still holds up fairly well when it comes down to a lot of other areas of this device. So when I look at some other areas, right, when I look at how this watch, holds up kind of from, the performance perspective in some ways, I think there's some capability here. But the biggest problem that you're going to be experiencing with this type of watch is the fact that it's pretty much already outdated with software. So this watch hasn't really gotten updates in quite a bit of time. So I think that's one thing. If you want to go ahead and buy a watch, you probably want to go and buy one that's actually still supported with software, right? And this thing is already done getting software support. So I would genuinely feel kind of bad for people to go ahead and buy this type of watch if it's already done getting, software updates. And essentially that is the problem that we're kind of experiencing with this type of device. However, one interesting thing to kind of keep in mind here is that with this type of watch, what's kind of fascinating is that for my watch that I'm currently using, it's an Apple Watch Series 4. It's only 1 year newer than the Apple Watch Series 3. And the reason why I'm still using that watch is because genuinely, I really don't even do too many crazy things with my watch. And I'm not really, utilizing the majority of new features that are coming out for the Apple Watches. So if you're somebody like me who just kind of wants to check notifications, track their workouts, things like that on their watch, then I think maybe an Apple Watch Series 3 is not a terrible option. But I would hate for you to go ahead and buy something like an Apple Watch Series, 3, thinking that it was going to be an amazing type of watch for the price or something along those lines, because that can actually be probably kind of a strange way to think in this particular situation, just because there are probably significantly better types of watches you can buy from a price tag perspective, things like an Apple Watch Series 4 or a Series 5. So what I definitely will tell you in my personal opinion is that I kind of do think there's significantly better devices you can probably buy more so than this type of watch. I think, the Apple Watch Series 4 is a really, really good type of watch to buy for a cheap budget device that's still kind of supported. Things like the Apple Watch Series 3 I think are still pretty decent. The Apple Watch Series 5 are decent. The Series 3, I don't necessarily think this watch is worth buying anymore, just because there's probably better types of watches to go and buy for the most part. So from that side, that kind of covers it up there for the most part. If you have any other thoughts or questions, please let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.